let's be honest. Have you ever typed a secret, a private thought, or maybe some sensitive work info into an AI chatbot? I think we all have. And if you've ever felt that little hesitation, that flicker of doubt about where that data actually goes, you are not alone. The question seems simple, but the answer? It's incredibly complex. Can you really trust AI with your secrets? And it turns out, we're not alone in feeling this way, not by a long shot. A 2023 report found that a clear majority, we're talking 57% of us, believe that AI is a real threat to our privacy. So yeah, this isn't some niche paranoia, this is a mainstream concern. But here's the thing, the stuff we usually worry about, like, a hacker stealing a database, that kind of misses the bigger picture. The most significant risks aren't just cracks in the wall, they're actually part of the foundation. They are literally designed into the very systems we're using every single day. Which leads us right into what we're calling the AI privacy paradox. It's this really strange situation we're in. We're all becoming more and more reliant on the very technology that a majority of us fundamentally distrust with our own information. So, how on earth did we get here? Okay, so the first thing we have to get our heads around is that the threat itself has evolved. It's not just about someone actively spying on you anymore. It's about something called inference. An AI doesn't need to listen to your conversations to know when you go to bed. It can just look at the data from your smart light bulbs, your thermostat, and deduce your sleep schedule. It's learning your secrets without ever directly listening to them. So let's follow the data. What really happens in that split second after you type something in and hit enter? Well, we're about to trace your data's secret journey.
It pretty much unfolds in 3 key phases. First, your data gets input and logged. Simple enough. Second, a decision is made. Is this data just being stored, or is it being used for training? And third, and this is the one that gets people, it can be flagged for human review.
And this right here is a perfect, kind of scary, real-world example of that first step. In this now famous case, some Samsung employees were just trying to get their work done. They pasted confidential source code and trade secrets into ChatGPT for help. And just like that, poof, all of that priceless proprietary data was handed right over to OpenAI. That's the risk of just step 1, the simple act of logging your input.
This brings us to a huge misconception. That little opt-out button, you know the one. You click it and you think, great, my chat is private now, it's deleted, but nope. What it really means is that your chat just won't be fed back into the AI to train future versions. The conversation is still stored and it can absolutely still be reviewed. In fact, get this, even when you use features that are specifically designed for privacy, like temporary chats, your conversations can be flagged and looked at by actual human teams for up to 30 days, all in the name of abuse monitoring. So your private chat isn't just between you and an algorithm. There could be a person on the other end. And this is where the stakes get incredibly high. If that human review team thinks your conversation suggests an imminent threat of serious physical harm, they have the power to escalate it to law enforcement. Your digital confidant suddenly becomes a corporate compliance officer who can report you. But the risks go way beyond just corporate policies. Turns out there are also, let's call them, ghosts in the machine. The AI models themselves have deep technical flaws that can leak your private information, sometimes completely by accident. The main culprit here is something called model memorization. Think of it like this. An AI is supposed to learn concepts from all the books it reads, right? Not memorize entire pages word for word. But sometimes it does just that. It develops this weird photographic memory it was never meant to have. So the natural question is, what happens when those memorized pages contain sensitive stuff? What kind of data can actually end up leaking out because of this? Well, researchers have seen these AIs spit out all kinds of things. Everything from copyrighted books and source code to super personal data. We're talking financial records, medical info, and what's called personally identifiable information, or PII. Your address, phone number, all that stuff. Basically, if it was in the training data, it's at risk of coming out. And here's the kicker. This doesn't always happen by accident. This is a real vulnerability. Bad actors can actually create these tricky adversarial prompts specifically designed to bypass the AI safety filters and trick it into coughing up these memorized secrets. It's an active threat. All of this points to a much, much bigger problem. This isn't just about one leaky chatbot. The issue is systemic. It runs through the entire AI supply chain, and it starts long before you ever type a single word. You have to think about the AI's digital diet, the data it's trained on. It's often tainted. It's built by scraping massive amounts of data from websites, often breaking their rules. Sometimes, data's even bought from illegal data brokers. And on top of all that, the AI companies themselves have had major security slip-ups, like accidentally leaking their own secret keys on public sites. And this chart, wow, this really puts things in perspective. Just look at the data retention row. OpenAI says 30 days for temporary chats. Okay, but Amazon? Their policy says they keep your data when it serves a business purpose. What does that even mean? It's a dangerously vague phrase that basically gives them permission to do whatever they want with your most private data. So how do we fix this? Are we just stuck? Well, our last section is all about rebalancing the scales of privacy. Because right now, the entire burden of protecting yourself falls on you, the user, and experts are saying that just can't last. As it stands today, if you want to protect yourself, you basically have to become a privacy expert. You've got to dig through these intentionally vague legal policies, find hidden settings, and figure out complicated opt-out steps for every single tool you use. Let's be real, it's designed to be difficult. And that's why you're hearing a call for real governance. Experts and groups like Mozilla are pushing hard for a strong federal privacy bill. The goal is to finally shift the accountability away from us, the users, and put it right where it belongs, on the tech companies. Force them to build privacy in from the start. Which leaves all of us with one final critical question. We are at a crossroads. Are we going to let our most private thoughts, our secrets, be logged, reviewed, and treated as just another corporate asset? Or are we going to demand and build a future where AI respects our privacy by its very design? The choice really is ours to make.